The right care, right at home. Australia's premier in-home care provider. Local legends want it. A Bowls Green is just up the road. Search Bowls Clubs near me.
From the wide outdoors to the great indoors, this is Without Bias.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Without Bias right here on 1116 SEN, your home of sport. Val Febbo with you for Bowls Australia. Bowls Green is right around the corner. Search Bowls Greens near me. We have a big show coming up ahead of the Nationals, which kick off next week. This time next week we'll have started at Club Tweed, and we are so excited about what is going to transpire over the next fortnight at Tweed and Broadbeach. Jasmine Smith is going to join me a little later on ahead of her campaign at the Under-18 Championships, but before we get to her, we're going to chat with a Northern Territory stalwart in Colleen Orr. She just dominates up there, and she is going to be featuring at the Australian Championships as well as the Australian Sides Championships. Colleen, welcome to the show.
Hi, Val. How are you doing?
Absolutely fantastic. How are you, and how much are you looking forward to getting up to Club Tweed?
Honestly, we're looking forward to getting down to Club Tweed.
That's true, actually. From where I am, it's up. From where you are, it's down.
No, we can't wait. We've the word's out that the greens are running very quick. So, and we've been training very hard over the last few months. So now we just can't wait to get there and get into it.
So you'll be playing at both venues, at Club Tweed and at Broadbeach as well. We'll start with where your Nationals starts, and that's the Sides Championships. How much do you love that competition, and where does it sit for you in terms of prestige?
The prestige of the Sides is like no other event really in the calendar, and all the girls love the Australian Sides. We just love the opportunity to get out there and play against Australia's best, and the format of the 12-a-side is wonderful, a bit like why we all love Pennant. Those three rinks going at it, trying to win a big board is for your state is a wonderful thing.
And what would it mean to you for the Northern Territory to hold the Marge Morris Trophy for the first time since 1995?
Yeah, I did smile when you wrote that down, Val, because that would be glorious, but the reality is, I think when the girls won that in 1995, it was a 7-a-side then.
Yep. And
that would have been quite possibly our Beth Quinlan, Kathy McGowan, Jan Palazzi, a lot of famous names that would have played in that, is my guess. But with 12-a-side, we just don't have the depth of players here to be like super competitive. So we just take our glories where we can find them. When the sides were up here back in 5 or 6 years ago, we finished fourth behind Queensland and got 4 big boards on our home turf. I'm not sure whether that was because the greens were fast or because we were just all used to the heat. But, it is tricky for us to be thinking we're going to win the whole thing. But we celebrate our rink wins, and we usually manage to get a couple of big board wins in there, and that's, we feel like we've won the whole thing if we get one of those. So, yeah.
Sensational. Well, I feel like the Northern Territory has such a consistent team now, and you look at yourself, Siobhan Tootle, and Bronwyn Hagger's been around for quite a while, but now you've got someone like an Anita Rook as well, James, and I feel like there's a lot of consistency in this team. How much does that help in terms of,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I coach the over 60s and the open side, so I'm really looking forward to this year. Anita Rook is having a crack at skipping for the first time this year, and she's got Cass Farrell, who's one of our long-term strong players coming from the over 60s to support rookie. I've got Lisa Rigoni with another one of our, I'm saying newer girls in the last 5 years as Elise Chris. So, and I've got Karen Lang coming in with me as third this year again. So you're right. We've got a body of players. We're a bit unfortunate this year because Cez and Sarah James and Siobhan Tootle couldn't play due to work commitments in the sides, but they're certainly representing in the championships. But yeah, you're right. We have got, a younger group of girls that are coming up that are, going to strengthen the team going forward. So I'm excited about that.
And what does representing the state mean to you? It's not something you would get to do as much being from the NT, but it's, it must give you a massive sense of pride.
Playing for the NT is I'm actually from Victoria, same as you, Val, but I've been up here for 15 years. I've come from a competitive sport background anyway. Took up bowls when I moved up here and totally addicted. But playing for your state and being able to represent is fantastic. And achieving that, for competitive people, achieving that ultimate goal of winning an event never actually gets old. And I keep thinking I might wake up one day and not want to do it anymore, but that hasn't happened yet. So, that's, the opportunities, some say we have less opportunities up here in the NT, but in certainly for myself and some of the other girls, the opportunities are huge because we can go down now at this event and compete against essentially Australia's best. So, how awesome is that?
Exactly right. And you have won a national singles title before at the Champion of Champions. So how much would adding another Australian title mean to you at the Nationals? Because we'll get to your Oz Champs exploits coming up as well.
Yeah, it's as I said, it just never gets old to want to win those titles. It's hard to explain, but if you're a competitive person at all, I lost to Kelsey in the indoor semi, but she's such a fantastic player. But just to have another go at that would be golden, just to try again.
And so you've got singles and mixed pairs at the Australian Championships in the second week at Broadbeach. How will your week look like in terms of preparation? And because they don't take place until the Thursday and Friday, so what will that look like for you?
So Val, as with most sports, your fierce training happens, up until about 2 weeks out, and then, what we try to do, even with the girls up here, our last training night's Wednesday night, formal training night, and then really, then it's just, I would encourage the girls just to try and get your head in the right space, and I'll be doing the same thing going then into the Australian Championships. It's trying to, it's not so much about the bowls, then it's about getting your head right, so that when you get on that green, you're right to go mentally as well as you've done all the training.
Sensational. And you're playing in the mixed pairs with Barry, your husband. How do you two go playing with each other? Because you speak to, Dawn Heyman's playing with her fiance in Thomas Webb in the mixed pairs as well. So how do you guys go playing together?
No, we love it. I don't know whether you know this, Val, but we travel down to, we're sort of semi-retired, so we travel around a lot. We travel down to Tassie and over to the AO and down to my hometown near Warrnambool. We play a lot of bowls together, and it's fabulous. I actually started bowling a couple of years before Barry, and I was a bit nervous that he wouldn't like it, but he loves it. So, we don't have domestics on the green. We're pretty much in sync, so it's good fun.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, looking forward to seeing how you guys go. And you mentioned your semi-final at the Australian Indoor Championships, so it'd be remiss not to mention that, because it's such a big event to get to a semi-final to, because it's not just that event. You're also doing your qualifying rounds and so on and so forth. But how much confidence have you got in your game at the fact that you've just made a national semi-final? You're going to be returning to a simple, albeit indoor, but similar area. How confident are you right now?
I never go onto the green where I don't think I'm going to win.
Yep.
But, and of course, wins under your belt actually value add. So, and I've put in quite a bit of time. We've got Lee Farrell is our men's coach up here in the territory for both sides. So he's given me a bit of time a few months back because I was, having a bit of a problem with my delivery. So that all has stood me in good stead to, do well at the indoor. I've had the opportunity to play in it quite a few times and not got past the second round. So that this year I was determined, but, it still doesn't always go your way. Bowls is a bit of a game like that, So, yes, having a few wins under your belt certainly makes you more confident, and bowls is a head game. So if your head's in the right spot, you've got a chance.
For sure. Well, Colleen, thank you so much for joining me on Without Bias this evening. It was an absolute pleasure to chat about bowls with you, and your passion for the sport is unbridled. So good luck with everything coming up over the next few weeks, and fingers crossed we see some of the ultimate success for you.
All right, wonderful. Thanks, Val. Thanks for your time.
Colleen Orr joining me on Without Bias. She has such unbridled passion for the sport, and the NT team has some real consistency, as she said, so looking forward to seeing how they go at the Australian Side Series as well as the Australian Championships and all the other events that they are participating in throughout the Nationals coming up soon. Coming up next, though, Jasmine Smith, one of Australia's up-and-coming stars, just won the Junior Nugget at Club Tweed. She'll be back there for the Under-18 Championships next week. We'll chat to her next on Without Bias.
The right care, right at home. Australia's premier in-home care provider. Local legends wanted. A Bowls Green is just up the road. Search Bowls clubs near me.
From the wide outdoors to the great indoors, this is Without Bias.
You're listening to Without Bias here on 1116 SEN, your home of sport. Val Febbo with you for Bowls Australia. A Bowls Green is right around the corner. Search Bowls Greens near me. One of Australia's young up-and-coming stars from New South Wales, Jasmine Smith, has been taking the bowls world by storm, recently capturing the Junior Golden Nugget title, which was an amazing achievement for her. She's also the sister of right-at-home Jackaroo Brianna Smith, and she joins me on the line now on school holidays, so she's loving life. Jasmine, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Val.
Whereabouts are you on school holidays? I know you're away at the moment.
Yes, right now I'm in Shell Harbour, enjoying the sun.
Beautiful. That sounds absolutely fantastic. It's cold and miserable in Melbourne at the moment, so very jealous. And now, quickly, before we get onto your bowls, how is school going? I know you said Year 11 we were chatting off air. How's it all going?
Yeah, Year 11's good. Just finished up all my prelims and now into the big year of Year 12 next term.
Fun times. I'm not envious of you at all. But what I am envious of is your bowls talent. And you've got the Under-18 Championships coming up at the Nationals starting next week. How excited are you to get up to Club Tweed?
I'm really excited to represent New South Wales at the Under-18 Australian Championships. It's going to be my final year, so hopefully we do really well and make New South Wales proud. I'll be playing singles and pairs, which is exciting. And New South Wales just has a really good bunch of people at the moment. So I'm very much looking forward to next week. Hopefully we smash it.
Yeah, well, you won the overall girls last year as well as the fours. Yeah. How much did that mean to you and what would it mean to you to do it again?
This will be my last year at the Junior Nationals. So it would be really good to hopefully do it again, finish up on top. Last year was really, really good in Perth, so hopefully we can do it again on the Gold Coast.
No, for sure. And what does it mean to you to represent New South Wales? It's obviously such a prominent bowls state and there's a lot of players that are vying for those spots. So what does it mean to you to don the sky blue?
Yeah, it's an absolute honour to be selected for New South Wales alongside my teammates. New South Wales, it's a very strong state and there's lots of talented players. So it's really good to be able to put on the Blues uniform once again, hopefully go out there and win. But yeah, it's just being able to say that I'm one of the few selected girls to represent the state. It's really important achievement in my life and my bowls career. Yeah.
And it seems like you've got a really good group of people. You said it before, but I see that you play at the same club as Chanel Chakouch, and then you've got Reese Finn Young that's been around for quite a while as well. So how much do you guys all get along?
We Yeah, we do get along a lot. Me and Chanel, yeah, having played at the same club now, really good just to see her often, keep up with her. And Reese too, whenever I see her, I do chat outside of bowls, but just having really close friends, it really is just, it makes your bowls and just the game, it just makes it so much more fun.
Yeah, for sure. And one of your family members, as I said before, is a very prominent bowler in Brianna Smith, your sister. How much do you look up to her in terms of what she's achieved and as an example for you?
Yes, Brianna. She's travelling everywhere at the moment. She's excited going to Hong Kong
yes.
to represent Australia. But she's a really great role model for me. She inspires me to keep training hard and on and off the green. But it's really good because she shows me like what the hard work does pay off. But same as Brianna's first coach, Sharon Renshaw, at St John's Park, she was the one who encouraged me to start playing. So just to see what Sharon's training has got to, it's just really good to hopefully be on Brianna's level one time.
If you played her in a singles match now, would you get her?
Oh, I actually did recently play her in the club singles. She got me.
What was the score?
I actually can't remember.
Okay.
I'm not
Fair
very
enough.
good with scores.
Fair enough. No, that's all right. You got plenty of time to get her, don't worry. But now the goals for you in the future, you know, Brianna, you said Brianna inspired you to sort of get the training right and all of that sort of stuff. So what are the goals for you in the future?
My goals in the future, just to keep working hard, keep training, but that'll improve me. But hopefully outside of the juniors, I can make it into the under 25s for New South Wales. And then hopefully the open sides one day. But just to also work to get into the Australian Jackaroos pathway. And then eventually be a full Jackaroo. That would be really, really good.
Oh, fantastic. It sounds like you've got all of your goals in order, which is brilliant. And recently, Jasmine, you just had the National Schools Championships in Geelong. Talk us through the experience and how you enjoyed it. It was something different that hasn't really been done much before, so especially with 5 states being involved. So how much did you enjoy that experience?
It was very exciting to be part of the Schools Championship for the first time. Playing against the other states and territories was really good, and just playing with people my own age, it was just also, really, really good. Our fours team received a silver medal, and then New South Wales also received an overall silver medal. So that was really, really good. Geelong, they have great facilities, even though the weather was quite tricky to play in. We all just had a lot of fun. A couple of mishaps with the wind, but really, really fun.
Yeah, I'm sure you saw what happened to our live streaming equipment on the Thursday when it all just got blown about 3 rings over. So that was a fun little 10 minutes trying to pack up and get everything sorted, but we got through. But you're also in sensational form at the moment, winning the Golden Nugget, which I mentioned before. How much confidence have you got right now in your own game?
Thank you. Yes, it was really, really good that winning the Golden Nugget, I just was really excited. And just the way that I played, went into the event with no expectations, as I always do, but super stoked to come home with the win. But I'd like to think that my confidence will flow into the Australian Championships, having been held at the same ground. But just hopefully my confidence just continues.
Well, that was what I was going to ask. You're returning to the scene of your junior nugget success for the under-18s. So how much confidence does that give you? Because obviously you walk a little bit taller when you've had success at a certain venue. So talk us through how happy you were when you realised, oh, hang on, these greens are running beautifully and I've got the under-18 championships coming up soon.
Yeah, I really did get into a rhythm at the Junior Golden Nugget. So playing at Club Tweed, their greens, they're just really well maintained. So I am super happy to be playing there again for the Nationals, the Junior Australian Championships. So hopefully I get into that similar rhythm and go well.
Well, fingers crossed. And Jasmine, thank you very much for joining me on Without Bias tonight. It's been a great pleasure having you on. You're an up and coming star of the sport, and I'm looking forward to seeing your progress over the next few years. And enjoy the rest of your school holidays because it only gets tougher from here.
Yeah, it does. out into the real world.
I know. Well, thank you very much for joining me on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Val. Thanks so much for having a chat. Thank you.
Jasmine Smith joining me on Without Bias. A great pleasure to have her on, one of the young up-and-coming stars of the sport, and she has got a bright future ahead of her, and as do a lot of those New South Wales players. They are stacked with talent. Chanel Shakuch, Reece Finn-Young, Annabelle Teague, and Jasmine herself. So looking forward to seeing how they all develop over the next few years on the green. But that is all we've got time for tonight on Without Bias. Thank you so much for tuning in from wherever you are around the country or the world, and you can stay in touch with Bowls Australia's social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, and YouTube, where this show will be, and you can go and catch up on all of our previous editions in 2024. We've got one more week left. I thought last week that this week might be the last one, but we do have one more left next week. So I'm looking forward to joining you for one last time next week. And of course, if you want to stay in touch with any other audio that BA can produce, it is The Right Line, Bowls Australia's official podcast, and you can subscribe on any good podcasting platform. But until next Wednesday night, I'm Val Febbo. Have a great week, happy bowling, and we'll catch you from the Nationals.